Hello, hello, hello. So excited to be here today with you, Julia Holly, for Get Creative with JH Creative.
Thank you so much, Christy. So excited about today and just really glad to do this again. I can't believe it. I believe this is our 7th show.
Wow. I can't even keep count right now.
I know, because you do this so wonderfully for everybody else.
Oh, stop it. I'm excited to see what's in the future for JH Creative and also JHC plus Friends Creative. So one thing that I really want to know about in particular to what our audience is watching right now is a little bit about what you do with JH Creative.
Thank you. Yes. Just for those who don't know me, I am owner of JH Creative. I've been a designer for 14 plus years, and what we're going to dive into is a little bit more about my background. I wanted to talk about my upcoming goals for the rest of the year and even 2020 and beyond. I'm just, going to get my bang for my buck today for this first hour because I also have a special guest in the second half. I'm really excited to have Lisa Davis join us, who is managing catering for Willie Jewell's barbecue house, as well as a Tally Fish House. So this first half of the segment, I'm going to fly through this. I obviously don't want to talk too much about myself, but I figured it would help people to know a little bit more about me because I didn't really focus on that in the first series of shows. So for those of you, who are joining us for the first time, I've been a designer for 15 plus years and now been running my business for 7 years now and been focusing more of a consultant role for small businesses. So I'm really happy to be running the show with you, Chrissy.
Yeah, and what's really this year in particular, we're coming to the end of 2020.
Which is crazy.
Which is crazy, and to some, maybe a relief.
Right.
And so let's start with that. So let's look ahead. The future is bright. What is some of your goals for 2020 and 2021 goals?
Yes, so to highlight initially first, I'm going to dive into it in detail too as I show through my slides here. But I've accomplished a lot, thankfully, with the support of my husband and my team, and just taking advantage of having the quiet moment with my business being a little bit slow, admittedly. Like, of course, people had to slow down with other things, especially in terms of marketing. And I just took the opportunity to just refresh everything that I've been wanting to do for my brand and my company. So ever since the shutdown, I just decided, okay, I'm going to hunker down, develop my team, develop my systems, and just really take the opportunity during the summer being slow to just focus on JHC. And I'm really glad, and actually it's been a huge relief to be able to focus on those things. So I'm excited about what's ahead for the rest of this year and for 2021 as well. So
yeah, I have to say for myself as a business owner as well too, it was nice. Well, at first, it was panic set in, and then I'm going to take you through the roller coaster of emotion really quick. Panic first, and then it was sigh of relief, and then it was like, okay, let's recollect ourselves and see what we can do to arm our business to where we can, be able to pivot and also be able to operate during a pandemic.
Exactly. And I think some of the leaders that rose through all of this, the ones that I got to listen to spoke to that exact same mentality, really just having that mindset of taking a step back, regrouping with your team, and just getting gear for just being more prepared for the next unknown, right? So yeah, I mean, I saw you, just to quickly mention, like, since you mentioned, like, you quickly pivoted almost in the beginning, and I remember you offering this service, and I had to jump on the opportunity because not only is it on Facebook and social media, it's getting familiar with the format of presenting yourself online on video, and I think it was a smart move on your part, and I'm really thankful to you for doing this for local businesses here in Tallahassee and beyond. I'm sure you've got clients outside of Tallahassee too.
Yeah, but quite frankly, it's so interesting because I was ready. Because after leaving my job as a news anchor, that's when I started developing and knowing what my skill sets were. But until the pandemic, it really wasn't then until people really started seeing the value in it. And so I'm like, okay, I'm ready.
I need to have you as my guest.
Oh,
because really, and that's what I'm glad you brought this up too, is like, this show is all about that. All my guests that I'm inviting have great ideas, and being creative is not so much just about a designer or a creative person with art related background. It's about helping people solve problems and entrepreneurship. And so I wanted to, with all my guests that I've invited, I wanted to see their perspective on how they were able to manage through this, the shutdowns, and how they've pivoted with their business, and just how they started their business as well, and then hopefully inspire people out there. So yeah. So let me just fly through this really quick. Yes.
We needed it. We needed the inspiration.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's hungry right now for that. So speaking of entrepreneurship, I'm going to mention my family. My dad has always been an entrepreneur. He had an extensive background in agricultural engineering, got a PhD, was a professor at the top university in the Philippines. And then he and my mom moved back to, well, they had been between America and Philippines, but they moved back to America in San Francisco, where I grew up. My mom helped him build his business from the ground up in Daly City, San Francisco. And it was pretty much unrelated to his background. He had taught himself how to do all kinds of things because he couldn't find a real job with his PhD. He was overqualified. So he grew a multi-million-dollar business from doing small contracts for biopharmaceutical companies, and raised us there, three of us, my siblings and I, and thankfully he was able to, I'm fast forwarding obviously, but he was able to just support us through craziness in the Bay Area of all places. So I'm really thankful to them. Now that I'm a parent, I understand that it wasn't easy, that he had to relocate there, and my mom helped him. She was pretty much the operations person that helped him make that business happen. And she also babysat 15 kids prior to that. So you can see where I get my work ethic from. I quickly realized after growing my family soon after marriage, I wasn't meant to be a stay-at-home mom. So shout out to the stay-at-home moms out there. So I have, this is an older photo of me and my family, but here's a newer photo. I have 4 children, all crazy, energetic, rambunctious kids. Thankfully, it's so easy and possible to have a work-life balance here in Tallahassee. I don't know if it would have been really possible in Silicon Valley area, where I'm originally from. My husband has a nice job here, a very stable job. Shout out to Unicode. Really appreciate all that they've done for our family, and he can be a web developer and still have time for us. So I'm really thankful for that. I went to Academy of Art University. It's an internationally acclaimed university. It was a very expensive degree. My parents supported me through that. Thankfully, it was, you could say, at least worth $160,000 degree. So no complaints there. And departments, multiple departments from, graphics design, advertising, all the different creative departments had awards. So it's an award-winning private university that I attended. I majored in advertising design. So I picked that major because I wanted to understand more than just graphics design. I wanted to get the big picture of how it would apply with marketing and advertising. I commuted from the Bay Area and I lived in Berkeley, lived with other fellow Christians because I'm a believer. And it was kind of like, unique to be that here in of all places in Berkeley, right? But it was such a wonderful environment. I had the best college experience, and I commuted from there to San Francisco on BART. It was a Bay Area rapid transit subway system. 15, 20 minutes on the BART, but 2 hours with really bad traffic. So, you can take your pick, right? And then after graduating from college, I noticed that a lot of my ad instructors who worked in agencies weren't super happy. I took a 2-year stint at a Bible school. My husband and I met there, and then we both worked at Bibles for America. And this is where I got like a lot of my foundational experience in marketing. I learned how to do all kinds of projects because they use different mediums. This is their current website. At the time, I didn't have this brand to work with, but I just wanted to feature, like, if anyone wants a free Bible, you can go there and order a free Bible. They're on a mission to give away this awesome New Testament recovery versions, the study Bible. And for those who'd like to order, feel free to go to bfa.org. I eventually, when my husband and I moved out here about 7-8 years ago, I keep saying that, and I'm pretty sure it's a lot more than that. I think it's almost like 9 years. And I worked at a creative firm for like 6 months or so, and I put in a ton of time because I really want to dive back into the industry and get my feet wet again. I've been a contractor, like I've been doing a lot of freelance work for many years, and I wanted to really dive into the industry again. So I got a job at an award-winning creative firm. I was putting in 70 plus hours a week. I was pretty much burning myself out. My husband was like, this lifestyle is probably not going to work. So I left my 9 to 5. I took a step back, and I also did some research around town at the time. And it's not like this right now, not to bash anyone here in Tallahassee, but a lot of agencies or just companies that I was looking at, the work-life balance was very similar to what I had, right, with that career firm. So I didn't want to repeat history. I did not want to work myself again. And they didn't have a lot of the culture that I was trying to look for. So I decided to continue to be independent, and it worked out that I met some former coworkers of mine to start some contract work. And ever since then, I've been able to do a lot of business for small businesses. Thankfully, I've been able to maintain that for 7 years now. So yeah, so I started, I rented an office here at Dobie Station. This is a picture of me here at Dobie Station. If some of you are not familiar with it, it's a co-working office, and there's such a supportive community to entrepreneurs and student entrepreneurs. So I highly recommend them as just a network, and not only just a network, they really do their best to try to support you with the right resources and education. So go visit Dobie, and if you have any questions on that, let me know. So as far as design projects, I've been able to do all kinds of things like branding, magazine layout, lookbooks for clients. Whatever type of design project, you can probably, whatever you can name, I've probably done it for clients. And I've done one-off projects for clients. I've had retainer clients where I did repeat business projects, like even ongoing projects like email newsletters, maintaining social media, things like that. And now I've shifted more with the focus of helping people plan out their marketing, because I noticed I kept running into a problem where businesses would just come to me with one project to solve a bigger problem, but that single project wasn't really doing justice for what they really needed to solve. So, if you need a unique selling proposition for JH Creative, it really comes down to pretty much the only marketing person that has actual design skills. There's a lot of marketing people out there that know how to plan, they'll know how to buy media, but they don't understand the design process, and they might not value the design process as much. So I am one of the sole marketing consultants that actually designs well and knows how to do it and has done all kinds of projects. So I would actually be able to save you a lot of time and money, which is my ultimate mission for small businesses. So this is my, obviously, like, I have this philosophy, like, creative and design makes everything possible. For anyone who has that kind of mindset, and if you train yourself and your team to think creatively, and how does design apply to your processes and what you do for your marketing, you will get things done. This is my typical process. I always try to look at your brand persona, the colors, and then, content just automatically just follows so easily. The design and execution, and then you publish and analyze. So test, and then you realize like what you need to work on and what you need to build on, and you'll get results from that. So my ultimate mission, like I mentioned briefly, I want to help small businesses create stunning and engaging content. This is what I want to do for people. I'm super excited because I will quickly mention them, like some of the things that I've been able to do and help businesses do it for themselves. So team culture. The reason why I bring this up is because in the first part of the shutdowns, I had to build my team. And in order to get a lot of things done and for them to be motivated and engaged and be excited about what they were working on, I really focused on the quality of team culture. And so that's why I was able to train my team so efficiently, even remotely, in the first part of just ever since March. And yeah, like I mentioned before, what I'm right before bringing up all the stuff that I accomplished, I want to thank everyone, because I'm always like quick to forget. Like, this is one of the reasons why I accomplished so much.
And I loved this post because it was so it really put a smile on my face as well too, because of you were able to be efficient, virtually through Zoom, and be able to coordinate through that, and that it is possible.
Yeah, so thanks to my family, faith and community, and my team, and of course my husband, my number one supporter. So yeah, there's no way I would have been able to get anything done. One of the things I want to, and I do continue to try to encourage my team, is like, learn over and over again, stay curious, always find ways of improving yourself. Like, where did we make mistakes? Where can we improve? And how can we make the process more smoothly? This is what I apply to myself. And I learned also that a common leadership trait among CEOs and successful people are not so much like their personalities, because everyone's personalities are so unique, but self-awareness. And I don't mean to be narcissistic in any way. It really means, like, get to know yourself, where your strengths and weaknesses are, and then you can build a team around you that'll support you and just cover for you. And I pretty much, I feel like this year, as crazy and horrible 2020 has been so far, I feel like I have come to some kind of enlightenment. I took so many personality tests. So just to kind of get to know myself, and I'm still getting to know, like, where my weaknesses are too. But yeah, that's just something that I learned recently and I really like. Obviously my multiple roles, my hats, like this is what I had to do, manage a lot of projects, vendor management, design, critiques. Like the reason why I mention this is that so that other business owners are aware, like I'm not just thinking of a single design project. I understand what all goes into running a business. So I can provide any kind of insight. And apparently one of my strengths also is noticing there might be gaps in a step or a process, and I could actually identify those things and picking up on the details and bringing it to your attention. So if you need any perspective on how things are running from bringing on a new customer and what that journey is like for them and where the pitfalls are in your businesses, I can help you identify that. So finally, as I mentioned, because we are going to bring our guest on pretty soon. Accomplishments. 21 videos in 21 days. I did a video challenge. I refreshed my social and digital. I'm so excited. We're getting ready for even a full-blown new website by November. I created systems for my team and even for other small businesses to potentially use as templates for themselves. We built up 20 plus modules of standard operating procedures on all kinds of marketing projects. I inherited the role of VP for my BNI chapter starting this calendar year. I did not proactively try to seek out that role, but I feel like that is an accomplishment. I guess my chapter believes in me that I can do this, and I really am excited about bringing my chapter to the next level. For those of you who like to know and would like to visit, you're always welcome to visit my Tuesday group with Big Ben Business Builders. And also, I recently joined a mom's network, a mom entrepreneurs network called Hey Mama. So with that, I've extended my reach, my network reach, from just 5,000 people to now 100,000 because they have 100,000 followers on their Instagram. And it's a strong network of at least 1,000 plus moms that are active, and we're within the community and actually referring business to one another across the country. So for those of you who have questions on mommy networking and mom entrepreneurs, feel free to reach out to me as well. So yeah, I mentioned I trained a team, 7 live streams thanks to Chrissy's help, and I've put together 5 workshops and I was invited to do 2 others. I'm getting in gear for my next workshop, which is next Thursday. For those of you who'd like to attend, it's going to be on customer experience marketing. And then every day I learn something new by listening to a podcast. And every week I was determined to go through some online courses to keep myself just, motivated and in gear for what's going on and what's the latest and greatest for all things digital marketing. I also want to give a shout out to my Goal Crushers group. That's a group that meets every morning. I go once in a while. I don't make it every single morning, but we meet every morning at 5 a.m. It's a mastermind group, and we hold each other accountable for accomplishing our goals. So, and Jimmy Fasik pretty much runs that, and I highly recommend his Come Back Stronger group, which he has a Facebook group. And if those of you who'd like to join that group, it's a really awesome group because it's motivating people out there to come back from where they're, I guess, whatever they need to come back from. And he's got great stories being shared on his Basic Bricks account and even within this group as well. So shout out to Jimmy Basic and the Goal Crushers group. Okay, so we talked about my accomplishments, and I'm making progress in all kinds of things. I have goals like growing my following on social. I am going to put together an online course. It's pretty much almost done. I'm ramping it up now and adding video to it. I'm super excited to launch that out into the world, hopefully by November. And so everyone could just watch at their convenience some video courses as well. my whole plan for 2021 is to have products online and for it to scale easily, and also make it convenient for businesses to understand marketing and for them to ultimately save money. So just really quick, some of the apps that I used, Slack, Calendly, Gmail has been huge because they have a great filtering system. I'm surprised that not everyone uses it. And I use a one-tab tool that kind of saves me from having so many windows and tabs. Like my team knows how I get lost around there. I'm gonna just quickly cover, let's see, I have another screen here. Let me show it to you. So this is what Slack looks like for those of you who haven't ever seen it. This is my great way. It's super popular. It's an app that people use to kind of prevent the back and forth with email. It has made everything super efficient. And I use Monday to help me manage. And I know there's a lot of project management tools out there, like Asana is very popular. Monday is what our team's been using, and we've been able to manage all of my different projects to get them done. And of course, I use Google Calendar with the reminder settings. Linktree, I highly recommend. This is like a central place for all my social, and I use this as the link in my bio for Instagram, and to connect everybody at a central location. So that's a quick tour of apps. If anyone has questions on those, of course, feel free to reach out to me. Now, this is a signal to me that we can bring on our next segment and introduce Lisa Davis. I'm so glad that she has made the time to join us today. I wanted her to talk about what's new and what's coming up for Willie Jewell's Barbecue House. And I just feel like I liked her idea, so I wanted to feature it as a creative idea as well, like how you're going to support some businesses or local organizations, and just I felt like that was a great, unique idea. So I have a little graphic here too that just kind of shows the share day that we recently posted for Foundation for Arts. And go ahead, Lisa. I'm going to let you introduce yourself and talk about your background and how you came to managing catering for Willie Jewell's and Tallahassee Fish House.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here. It's nice to be on this side of the screen. And so thank you. Hey, Julie, and hey, Chrissy, thanks for having me. So yes, my name is Lisa Davis. I am the director of catering for both Willie Jewell's Barbecue and Tallahassee Fish House. I have been in the catering, or I should say the hospitality industry, for over 20 years. I started way back in the hotel with banquets and restaurants, and then from there moved into just restaurants, which I love. I love catering. I've worked in catering just as a salesperson, and then recently, last March, moved into the director of catering, which it's the whole department of catering. So it's not just sales of catering, for both Willie Jewell's Barbecue and Tallahassee Fish House and Oyster Bar. So it's two different brands, barbecue and seafood, but we do have the same owners. So it's fun for me to sell two different brands and two different styles of food. So yeah, I love it. Times have been tough and different, but we're just kind of waiting for everything to pick back up. And that's just a little bit about me. I was listening to your segment, obviously, and heard you say that obviously you're an entrepreneur. I have that entrepreneur spirit as well. I've had some businesses in the past before I moved into the hospitality field, and was always into sales with my business. So I think with where we are now and where we've been over the summer with COVID and things being so slow, I wanted to figure out a way to pivot my business. And so I started a Facebook page and live streams with Chrissy called Lunch with Lisa. And I love it because it gets me involved in the community in a safe way. We're all distanced. We're on the screen. And it was able, and it's been able to allow me to meet and learn about other people's business. I talk about the barbecue segment and the seafood segment very, in the beginning of each live stream. But I like to invite community businesses on that we can kind of promote and talk about their business. And that's kind of how I've been able to pivot my business while we're waiting for things to kind of get back to normal.
That's wonderful. I was going to ask you that too. And I'm so glad you have the entrepreneurial spirit. I think a lot of people do, and they don't even realize it. It's just a matter of just waking up to realizing it.
Yeah. And for me, I mean, I have owners of the business, but to me, it's my baby. And I think when people have that background or that thought process, I treat the restaurant, my barbecue and my seafood restaurant, especially the catering, as my business. So it makes a nice marriage for both the owner and myself. And when I mentioned Lunch with Lisa, it was a wonderful opportunity. I've had realtors on, I've had a mortgage broker, I had Carla from Arts on, I've had so many different businesses on, landscape. Was just a nice way to learn about their businesses and get out in the community. Something that I may never have done with catering and with being the director. There's a lot of networking and there's a lot of opportunities to meet and greet people throughout the community. But when everything kind of closed down, it kind of took that away. So I was able to meet and learn about new businesses that I may not have done in the past. So.
Yeah, same here. I mean, it's just a wonderful format, and I'm sure Christy has some questions to add too. But I had a quick question, and that was, what are you noticing and seeing in the restaurant world here locally? I know in general a lot of restaurants are hurting right now. What are you noticing? And then, how is everything going with Billy Jewell's and Telly Fish House? I feel like from my observation, your social media for both your accounts are doing well, and even you managed to win Best Barbecue House. I believe it was Tallahassee Magazine. That's pretty neat for a new restaurant or especially Willie Jewell's, right?
Yeah, definitely. So for the restaurants were we're slower. This for me we're slower than I've ever seen in the restaurant, obviously, but we're just taking it like everybody else is taking it. Things are starting to slowly open back up for catering. I can speak on catering obviously better than I can speak on just in the restaurant because I do work remotely. I don't work sitting in the restaurant. For catering, it is starting to pick up a bit. Majority of our orders are all in individual to-go boxes, whether that be for lunch or dinner. We are still delivering meals or people come and pick up if they feel that they would want to pick up. We do have our pickup window at the barbecue restaurant. So slowly but surely, I would say probably 98% of all my orders are, in already individual style versus the buffet. I am getting some calls now because we are close to the holidays that they are wanting a little bit more fancy and they do want that buffet style. And so we're working with them to send our own servers where they have one person just serving the food, or they're even doing it themselves at their own restaurant or at their own businesses. So it gives them some options to have a nicer meal versus just in a to-go box. But it is kind of happening slowly. It's slower than I'd like. But it's happening. And with the Lunch for Lisa, it's a nice opportunity for me to kind of talk about catering, talk about family reunions, functions, how to set up a catering. It's really anything fun and active in reference to food and parties and socials and that sort of thing. So that's kind of kept me in a different, kind of busy and in a different lane. But yeah, it's coming back. It's just coming back slowly.
One thing that I think is really cool, I think that sets, what you do apart from others is the support that you have for people in the community. And this whole aspect of gathering around a table of food and engaging in conversation with people. Tell us a little bit about the community support that the businesses that you showcase do, and how getting that message out is fantastic virtually through social media.
Well, it's funny because I think when I was explaining it to people, they were like, huh? They didn't understand, like, you're going to promote my business. And I said, yes. For me, relationship building is just tops. I've been in Tallahassee since high school. I love Tallahassee. I have my family here. I have 3 children that have gone through almost all have graduated Leon County. I have 2 in high school and 1 older. But I think community and networking and business, like relationships and personal relationships, are very important. So the concept, I think, was a little bit surprising for everyone, but then they just loved it because I'm just talking about their business, and I'm learning about it, and we're promoting it. Amanda Lewis and Abby Hallett, they were on one of my segments. I believe their business is called Future Pathways, and they were Leon County school teachers, and they went ahead and, with everything going on and COVID and everything with schools and that sort of thing, they went ahead and finally started a business that they've wanted to do. So they help individuals, adults with disabilities, and it's just a wonderful opportunity. After they came on my segment, they literally reached out to me and said, "My God, Lisa, our phone is ringing and we've got text messages and we've got appointments and we're literally booked for like the next couple weeks." And it was wonderful to hear.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. And then I've got other people that just, it's nice that they're creating an opportunity to speak about their business for others to learn about it. So it's just been nice. And for me, it keeps me in that the love that I have for the hospitality field. You have to love speaking and being with people and meeting new people. So it's just been a win-win for me.
That's wonderful. I feel like even for me personally, just having the focus on others and taking care of others. My children, I feel like they were fine and safe being at home. So the anxiety about them being away and at school or something was not there. So that was nice. But also the fact that I had to train a team just got me through the summer. Like just thinking about like how can I help others or others' businesses, that really got me through a lot of this. And I appreciate your heart. And I really think like just even people taking the opportunity to be here live and doing something virtual is also a win-win, really. I just like that. And you also have some other things coming up, like you have a set of share days, right? You're kind of opening it up for different organizations. What types of organizations are you?
Yeah, so we have, instead of calling it a share night, which we've done in the past, we are having a share day. I open it up to Leon County schools. I also open it up to nonprofits. So if you want to have a fundraiser, a share fundraiser, a safe way to have a fundraiser, I'd love to get your business on the books and have a share day. So basically you would come to Willie Jewell's. We're doing it with Willie Jewell's right now because we're getting a lot of success. People love barbecue. A lot of families, a lot of kids love barbecue. So we're giving you 10% of our total sales for that day. So whether you dine in, whether you pick up an order to go, or whether you even cater an order with me, and I like to use the word cater very loosely because I think a lot of people think catering is a big wedding, a big event, huge sit-down meal. It's not. In the catering industry world, the standards, the definition is really 10 people or $100 or more satisfies the word catering in the restaurant industry. So if you have a lunch that you want to, you're in an office, a corporate office, and you want to send a lunch, that will count as well. And so at the end of the night, we just total up the percentage and we send a check to your organization or school for 10% of what that total daily sales was. And I love the concept of it because you may, share the opportunity with your business or school. For instance, I have a school happening next week, and they've spread the word, and they have 47 orders that they're going to pick up, drive by and pick up. So their school wants to take part in having these orders with us, and we've created a special pickup order that they can kind of feed their family for 4 to 5 people. It's $45. And so the schools are getting really active in it. They're getting a nice, delicious barbecue meal. If they don't want to dine in, they don't have to. They can just pick up their order and eat it at home safely. Or if they want to go ahead and dine in, they can order off of our regular menu, or they can go ahead and also cater. So it's just nice because we're just doing it for the full day, and we're going to give 10%.
That's awesome. And I remember when we were discussing this earlier is that they don't even have to mention a specific organization that day. So whoever ends up just getting lunch that day, the 10% is going to go towards that.
Correct. So it's just a nice way to say,
great idea.
It's your day. So whatever day you pick, you get 10% of the total sales. So yeah, I think it's great. And it's just a nice compliment of what I like to do for the business. So
that's awesome. I love that. And that's what's awesome about like what's happening locally. I feel like a lot of businesses are really rising up to just help one another, through these tough times. And I thought that was a unique idea.
And not only are they doing that, but they're doing it while they're also having a tough time.
Yes, right. Exactly. Yeah. And, I like to say that, we've been feeding COVID workers, we've been feeding nursing, and there's a lot of times where their budget is lower. So it's been a wonderful opportunity that I can also help them and step in and I can't do it all the time, but sometimes I have ways to make the budget work or to comp things off. And so even if it's been slow in the industry or it's been slow in catering, there's still things that I can do to kind of help. And so it's just been amazing. I'm glad you brought that up, Chrissy, because the fundraising is wonderful, but there's also things that everybody can do if we kind of just look and see where we can, kind of help out and make changes. And so I've been able to do some catering orders for some people and kind of help them as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and the neat thing is we all got to eat still during a pandemic.
Yeah. I need to place my order. I'm sending it over for Arts because their day is the 21st.
Yes.
So, yeah, and I'm hungry now.
Well, you say that, Chrissy, that we have to eat, and I'll look at my kids and say, "Do we have to eat again today?" And they look at me and say, "Mom, we have to eat every day." So you're right. We have to eat every day. And I would love the opportunity to have you come into the restaurant at Willie Jewell's Barbecue or Tally Fish House and Oyster Bar and eat barbecue or fresh seafood. So.
And if Chrissy, if you don't mind pulling up my screen again, I have their website open, and it's just, that I feel like it was done so well.
You're going to make us way more hungry by doing this.
Well, I feel bad for Chrissy because usually on my lunch for Lisa's, I eat. I'm a big, I'm Italian. I'm a big foodie and I love to eat. So I feel bad. But yes, I'm not eating today. So that's a first. But yeah, so you're showing I love the story, love the backstory with Willie Jewell's Old School Barbecue. It's located on Thomasville Road. Have some really delicious proteins. You can do a pick two. We have yummy Southern sides, just really yummy, delicious barbecue. And then our Tally Fish House, it's new. We opened up in June during the pandemic and during the slow season of summer. We've done really well. It's a beautiful concept. I'm so proud of it. Fresh seafood, local. We have local honey. We have our desserts from a local baker. Just a beautiful, beautiful concept. It's on Thomasville Road as well, North Thomasville Road, out by Bannerman. And we share the outdoor space with Hurricanes. So it's over there, north side of town. But we have a beautiful brunch menu that is just delicious. I did a segment with our chef B that did a live segment, and he cooked and showed us and tasted and explained every ingredient that was in the brunch menu. So that was fun, but just a nice concept for Tallahassee. You've got the outdoor seating in case you still want to be outside and you want to social distance. We still do that, and then we've got the indoor. We've got the full bar. The nice thing about Tally Fish House is if you have an event coming up, or if you even have something, social, I want to do like a family get together or a family reunion, we can bring an oyster bar to you. We can bring a full bar. and then obviously the seafood. So both of them are beautiful concepts.
The restaurant looks amazing, and I see all positive reviews on both their Facebook accounts. So I'm excited to try them out. I loved barbecue, and I love fried seafood, anything. So
Yeah.
My favorite part about the menu is with the seafood, like you can get an assortment of seafood.
And it's big plates. I mean, it's big servings. I went there, and obviously I've had yummy dinner several times, but even just watching my the Facebook page, there's large servings. So that's nice.
this is awesome. Well, what I'm going to do is what I've been doing actually, and I'm getting ready to launch a bunch of highlights on all my different episodes. And so we will obviously reshare this. The show will be on for a long time, and we'll encourage people to just we'll point them to your accounts as well, so that hopefully they follow you and they end up, just going and visiting and eating, or just placing an order.
Can I mention one more thing, Julia?
Yes, of course.
So Willie Jewell's Barbecue, the fun thing about being the director of catering versus just sales of catering is I do all the menus, I do the promotions, the networking. Lunch with Lisa, we've done several promotions, so it's fun to kind of jump on there and watch what's going on. But I just created our holiday menu. It'll be the first holiday menu that Willie Jewell's has had. It's starting, you can actually start ordering at the end of October, but I'm going to run it from October until the first of the year because I have several guests that like to do things the beginning of January. But it's a holiday party pack. It serves 10 people. You can choose between a turkey or a ham, smoked turkey or smoked ham. You can choose 3 traditional sides. It comes with a dessert, it comes with dinner rolls, and it comes with gallon tea. So it's for 10 people. It's $139.99. So it's a nice package that you can cater, or you can duplicate it for catering if you have more than 10 people, or if you have something social for Thanksgiving or Christmas and you don't want to cook. I would love the opportunity to send you some information or have you give me a call and talk about the holiday party pack for barbecue.
I had to mute my mic because my stomach was growling.
I didn't even hear it, but my stomach is growling too. That's awesome. Thank you for letting us know about that, Lisa, and taking the time to join us.
I appreciate it so much.
I was just going to end with just a reminder. We have some live scheduled in the next couple weeks. We are going to take a break through the holidays, of course. And then I would love to resume in January 2021. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. So don't forget, follow me on social. I'm pushing out all kinds of different content for LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook. My next workshop, it's a virtual workshop on October 22nd. And send me comments and feedback. So I'd love to improve what we're doing here for JH Creative.
This was a lot of fun, and now I really need to eat some lunch.
Yeah, I definitely want to. I skip lunch obviously for this. Thank you so much.
I'm excited for the upcoming workshop, and also excited to see many businesses thrive. Take a break during the holidays, and then back up and going full throttle 2021,
Right.
So I think that this is a good turning point for people
Exactly.
to, self-care, and then it's time to get going.
Right.
And then we also have to
2021
get
is
through
going
other
to be
things.
awesome.
Yes.
However this November turns out, we'll see.
Oh gosh. Anyway, we won't get into that. Okay, well, this has been certainly insightful. And if you have any questions or comments or would like any of Julia's services, please reach out to her. One thing that really sets you apart is the fact that you really take the time to execute and plan out a plan for your clients. So anything else you want to mention in regards to that?
No, that's it. Just thank you again for joining us. And for those who will see this recording, thank you for watching. And Chrissy, you are the best. the hostess with the mostest.
Oh gosh. Ditto. Okay. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day and get some Willie Jewels and some Tally Fish House and fill that stomach with some delicious food. Bye.